Imagine this. It's the late 1990s, and the entire world is on edge. Not because of a war or a natural disaster, but because of a computer bug. A simple oversight in how programmers wrote dates had the potential to crash systems, disrupt industries, and even bring airplanes to a halt. This wasn't just a technical hiccup, it was a global crisis. Today we're diving into the story of the Y2K bug, the bug that didn't just scare the world, but also changed programming forever. Let's rewind to the early days of computing. Back then, memory and storage were limited and expensive. Programmers, trying to save every bit they could, used just 2 digits to represent years in their software. For example, 1989 was stored as 89, and 1999 was stored as 99. It seemed efficient at the time, but there was a catch. What happens when the calendar flips to the year 2000? For most systems, 00 would be interpreted as 1900, not 2000. This might sound trivial, but think about the real-world implications. Banking systems could calculate negative interest rates. Billing software might send invoices dated a century ago, and even utilities like electricity grids could fail. This wasn't just a theoretical issue. It had the potential to disrupt the global economy, transportation, healthcare, and beyond. By the mid-1990s, experts realized the scale of the problem. The countdown to January 1st, 2000 began, and it wasn't just a ticking clock, it was a ticking time bomb. Now, here's where things get wild. Governments, corporations, and even small businesses sprang into action. The Y2K bug wasn't something you could patch overnight. It required digging through millions of lines of code, auditing legacy systems, and, in many cases, completely rewriting software. It became one of the largest coordinated technical efforts in history. The US alone spent over $100 billion to address the issue, and globally, that figure likely exceeded $300 billion. Airlines tested their flight systems. Banks reviewed decades-old software. Governments set up task forces to prepare for worst-case scenarios. The media didn't help either. Headlines warned of planes falling from the sky, financial markets crashing, and widespread chaos. Some people even prepared like it was the apocalypse, stockpiling food and supplies just in case. But here's the twist. When the clock struck midnight on January 1st, 2000, nothing major happened. No planes fell, no banks collapsed, and most systems continued running smoothly. To many, it seemed like the Y2K bug was a massive overreaction. But was it? The fact that nothing catastrophic happened wasn't luck. It was the result of years of hard work by programmers, engineers, and project managers. The Y2K bug exposed the fragility of the digital infrastructure we depend on. It was a wake-up call for the tech industry, highlighting just how deeply interconnected our systems had become, and how a small oversight could ripple into a massive crisis. It also changed how we think about coding. Before Y2K, many developers didn't give much thought to how their work might impact the future. After Y2K, long-term planning became a central focus. Developers began using 4-digit year formats to avoid similar issues, and practices like thorough testing, code documentation, and risk assessment became more widespread. One of the biggest challenges during the Y2K crisis was dealing with legacy systems. These were old software programs that had been running for decades, often written in languages like COBOL. Many of these systems worked fine, so companies didn't see the need to update them until the Y2K bug forced their hand. This taught the industry an important lesson. Ignoring legacy systems doesn't make them go away. Even today, many companies rely on outdated software, and while it might seem cheaper to leave it alone, it often costs more in the long run when emergencies arise. Another surprising outcome of the Y2K bug was its influence on project management. The scale of the Y2K effort required teams to coordinate across borders, industries, and time zones. This led to the adoption of more structured methodologies like Agile and Scrum, which emphasized adaptability and collaboration. It also underscored the importance of risk management. Companies began asking tough questions. What's the worst that could happen? How can we prevent it? And do we have a plan if things go wrong? These questions aren't just relevant to Y2K. They're crucial to every software project, even today. Beyond the technical lessons, Y2K also reminded us of the human element in programming. It's easy to think of code as infallible, but at the end of the day, it's written by people who can make mistakes, cut corners, or fail to anticipate future challenges. The Y2K bug was a humbling moment for the tech industry. It showed that even small decisions, like saving a couple of bytes by using 2-digit years, can have massive consequences decades later. It also highlighted the need for programmers to think beyond their immediate tasks and consider the bigger picture. So, was the Y2K bug an overreaction? Far from it. If anything, it was a testament to the power of preparation. It forced us to confront the vulnerabilities in our systems and inspired a new era of best practices in programming. From enhanced testing to better project management, the lessons of Y2K are still shaping the way we build and maintain software today. The next time you write a piece of code, think about its long-term impact. Will it still work 5 years from now? 10? 50? If the Y2K bug taught us anything, it's that small decisions can have big consequences. What do you think? Was Y2K the most impactful bug in programming history, or do you know of another story that deserves the spotlight? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more deep dives into the fascinating world of tech. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.